Hello everyone, welcome to Vidhigya Explained series. Topic for today's discussion is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. So in this first we'll discuss why this topic is in news, then we'll discuss about what FCRA, what is the objective of Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, and then important rules or regulations related to Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. So why this topic is in news? So the Supreme Court has asked 6,000 odd NGOs to go back to the government for redressal of their grievances on non-renewal of their FCRA registration. So recently the government, that is Ministry of Home Affairs, has denied the renewal of registration of many NGOs. Around more than 5,000 NGOs have denied, government has denied registration to these because of either lack of audit or irregularities in audit or non-compliance of the registration rules, or there are many issues because of which the Ministry of Home Affairs did not give registration, did not register them, and did not accept their renewal application. So however, there were lying fund with these NGOs. So these NGOs approached the Supreme Court and asked that let this fund used in the process, let this fund used in the benefit of the people. And so Supreme Court has asked to approach to the government for the redressal. So now first thing that is important, the FCRA registration is mandatory for any NGO to receive foreign funds or donation. So first thing you have to remember that this FCRA registration is important. Registration is important for any NGO or institution to receive foreign fundings. So we'll see why this is important, why registration is important. So first we'll discuss about Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. So Foreign Contribution Regulation Act regulates foreign donations and ensures that such contributions do not adversely affect the internal security of the country. So why? To regulate foreign contribution so as to protect internal security. So how this foreign contribution is linked with the internal security? For example, there is one NGO. This NGO is working in, let's say, X city, and this NGO is receiving money from, let's say, China. So China will sponsor this NGO to do protest, to oppose government policies, to government and whatever measures government is taking. Likewise, there are many other countries. It is believed that there are NGOs who are receiving funds from another country and trying to become the roadblock in the government policies. And this is a deliberate attempt. However, it is not said that all NGOs are doing, but there are certain NGOs. The reports have also highlighted previously there are certain NGOs which are there to just to create roadblocks in the government, in the functioning of the government, and this also leads to policy paralysis. So this is how it leads to internal security, that foreign contribution is linked with internal security. For example, if a political party is receiving funds from foreign, then that foreign country will regulate that political party, that how you have to act when you are in government, what all step you have to take, then you have to favor that country. So this is why it is important to regulate foreign funding, so that foreign funding is not used to dismantle the government. Foreign funding is not used to create the roadblock in the functioning of the government. So the act first enacted in 1976 was amended in 2010 and then 2020. So it was enacted in 1976, then it was amended for the first time in 2010, and now again in 2020. So it has been amended twice. So Section 5 of the FCRA gives the union government unchecked and unbridled powers to declare an organization as being one of the political nature and deny its access to funds from sources abroad. So under Section 5, the government can declare that this organization, that XYZ organization, is of political nature, and therefore it can deny access. Because when an organization of political nature gets funds from another country, then there are high possibility that it will act as per the direction of that country. So that is why if a government says that this particular organization is of political nature, then it can deny access to funds from foreign sources to that organization. So about renewal. So once granted, the FCA registration is valid for 5 years. So I have told you that first thing, it is mandatory, registration is mandatory to receive foreign contribution. And once license is granted, valid for 5 years. It is valid for 5 years. NGOs are expected to apply for renewal within 6 months of the date of expiry of registration. In case of failure to apply for renewal, the registration is deemed to have expired and NGO is no longer entitled to receive foreign funds or utilize its existing funds without permission from the ministry. So after expiry, within 6 months, you have to again apply for renewal. And in case of failure to do that or renewal is not granted, then NGO can no longer get funding access from foreign sources, but also the government can also deny the use of the money that is there with the NGO. So that is why it is important to renew and register the NGO. So what is 2020 amendment? The registered NGOs open a designated, it says that the registered NGOs, those NGOs which are registered under FCA, open a designated account in the main branch of SBI in the capital in which the foreign contribution to their various causes would exclusively land. So it basically says those registered NGOs will open their account in SBI main branch of SBI in Delhi. So from here, the fund will come to this account of NGO, and from here it can be distributed to other accounts of NGO. So the original source of funding will be this main account, that main account of NGO, which will be in the SBI main branch of Delhi. So this is, you have to remember about 2020th amendment. Who cannot receive foreign contribution? So there are certain entities, certain set of people who cannot receive foreign contribution because of this, that it is linked to internal securities. So a host of entities are barred from receiving foreign funds, including election candidates. Election candidates are not allowed to receive foreign fund, though, and those connected with the registered newspaper, because the newspaper plays an important role in shaping the opinion of public. It provides information on various aspects. So if a newspaper is getting fund from a foreign source, who is dictating that what to publish, in what way to publish, what news not to publish, then this will affect the internal security of the country. So registered newspaper, judges are not allowed to take foreign contribution. Government servant or employees of any entity controlled or owned by the government and members of any legislature. Political parties too and their office bearers too are prohibited from receiving foreign funds. So these are the entities which are barred from receiving foreign funds under FCRA on the ground of internal security. So we have discussed about the objective of FCRA. We have discussed about that ministry, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. We have discussed 2020 amendment. We have discussed Section 5, that in case if it is an organization of political nature, then government can deny access to fund to that NGO. And then we have discussed who cannot receive foreign contribution, and we have also discussed that after the expiry date, within 6 months, NGO has to renew its application, and once granted, it will be valid for 5 years. So this is all for this topic. It's time for G quiz. 5 important questions related to this topic. So question number 1, FCRA was first enacted in which year? Your options are 1966, 1975, 1976, none of the above. The correct answer is 1976. Then it was amended in 2010 and later in 2020. Question number 2, which ministry regulates the foreign contribution under Foreign Contribution Regulation Act? Which ministry? Your options are Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of External Affairs, none of the above. The correct option is Ministry of Home Affairs. Question number 3, registration under FCRA remains valid for how many years? Your options are 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, none of the above. The correct option is 5 years, that after expiry within 6 months, you have to renew. Question number 4, as per 2020 FCRA amendment, the NGOs for foreign contribution are asked to open account in SBI main bank branch of which city? SBI main branch of which city? Your options are Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, all of the above. The question and the answer is Delhi. Question number 5, last question. Who among the following cannot receive foreign contribution under FCRA? Your options are election candidate, government employees, political parties, and their office bearers. Option D, all of the above. The correct option is all of the above. Along with, there are certain like judges cannot, registered members with newspaper. So you can just go and check the list. So these are the people who are barred from receiving foreign contribution under Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. So that's all for today's session. Stay logical with Vidhigya, your best pal in CLAT Preps.